What's going on, guys? This is VitaFlux Paradox here, bringing you back another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Yes, we're getting back right in the swing of things with gaming. I've been doing a lot of guitar stuff on my channel. Now I'm going to be trying to sway back in, while still doing guitar stuff, also being incorporating back into gameplay of games such as this game, Destiny 2. I might do some Fallout videos. Fallout 76 coming out soon. I might pick up that game. I don't know, but probably mainly Destiny 2 because I've been recently getting back into that. As you can see in the gameplay you're going to be watching, when everything's all said and done, I have recently acquired the Lunas Howl, which is a fucking crazy gun. It's insanely broken. And kind of the topic of the video today in question, kind of a perfect video to show you the power of the Lunas Howl while I'm talking about the gun. The question is the gun worth the long quest? And I'm also going to be talking about a bunch of different competitive stuff that I think needs to be said and put on the table. Because I've been grinding the past not 3 days, well, from yesterday it was 3 days. I grinded for 3 days straight, essentially, all day, and 3 days straight got me the Lunas Howl. It took me 3 days straight grinding all day, sometimes staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning, grinding for this gun. It's pretty freaking crazy. So first of all, let's break down how you get the Lunas Howl. The first thing you're going to receive a quest. It's been so long, I think you just receive it from Shaxx, you go pick it up or something like that, I don't know, probably you have it if you play Destiny 2, you guys know. I forget what the exact first step is. I think it's get hand cannon kills, I think. Just regular hand cannon kills, but that's the easy part. I'm pretty sure that first part is very easy. I think it's 25 or something. I might be thinking of something else. I believe it's hand cannon kills, something like that. But that's the easy part. The second step is to get, I believe, around 150 solar kills. It might be 200, somewhere around that. And let me tell you, that took me a long time. First of all, don't make the mistake I did by, let me just preface this by saying this. You should try to complete all of these challenges before you get to 2100, because they're going to be almost damn near impossible to do after you get to 2100, because you're going to be in lobbies, very sweaty lobbies, where everybody's going to be using Lunas Howl, Wardcliff coils, and Dust Rock Blue shotguns, and it's going to be so hard to do these challenges. So I recommend, and again, I didn't do this, but I'm just passing on my knowledge, try to do these steps before you hit 2100, because if you're playing with noobs, it's going to be so easy to get all of these quest steps done. Back into it, 150 to 200 solar kills. It's pretty crazy. When I was doing it, I was only using a hammer super because, again, I was trying to get to 2100, and I didn't want to use solar weapons because they weren't my main guns that I was using. So after I hit 2100, then I used all of these solar weapons, and so I used a solar heavy, a solar pulse rifle, and I finished it up pretty quickly. But it does take a long time. My recommendation is, like I said, if you do it before you hit 2100, use all solar crap. It should be pretty easy. It will take a little bit, but it won't be that difficult, especially if you're a hunter who's using the new Blade Barrage, which is a very broken super. It'll be pretty easy to do that. So that's the second step, essentially. The third step is it's kind of a little break in between, which doesn't really help your case, is to play 3 Rumble games. It doesn't matter if you win or lose these Rumble games, you just play, and if you lose, you lose, you win, you win. You just have to complete 3 Rumble games, and that's it. That's the third step of the quest. Now, the fourth and final, well, actually, no, not final step, is to get, this step was the most annoying step I have ever done in anything. This step drained the life from me. I don't know if anybody else has done it. I don't know if anybody else thinks the same way. But I'm telling you guys, this step drained me. And now this step is to get 100 precision kills with a hand cannon. This step drained me. And I know that you may, and I thought this too, don't trick yourself into thinking it's easy. I said, oh, it's not that bad. You just have to get 100 headshots. You can get 10 a game if you play, Control or Clash or something. Wrong. Very wrong indeed. It's so hard most of the time because you're going to be playing game modes like Countdown and Survival, where, revival and respawns are very limited, so it is very difficult to get headshots because, you know, you're not respawning, nobody's respawning. Recommendation for that is to really go for the headshots when you're playing games like Clash or Control. It's basically very easy to do it in those types of game modes. If you're playing against noobs, like I said, if you're in sweaty lobbies, it's going to be very hard to do because everyone's going to be rushing you with shotguns and stuff like that. So it takes a pretty long time. That took me one entire day. So don't expect to finish that one in like 5 minutes. That one is going to take a very long time to do, no doubt about it. And also keep in mind that you must complete all of these steps in the competitive playlist. You cannot go and get these 100 headshot kills in like quick play or stuff like that. It won't happen. It won't count. You have to do it in the competitive playlist, unfortunately. Anyway, then the last and final step is to hit Fabled rank to reach 2100 points in competitive. This, again, honestly was like, it wasn't as bad, to be honest, as the other steps was. Like, I had a pretty good team, and if you keep a 5 streak, to be honest, it's pretty easy. It does get annoying because you're going to be resetting a lot, probably, because, you know, there's always going to be people who, and this is going to be a topic that I'm also going to be approaching about in this video because it needs to be said, like I said about comp things. But you're going to lose, you're going to probably get lagged a couple times, it happens, but if you get a good solid team with communication like I did, and well, I kind of just rotated through teams, but you just got to keep, really competitive is all about finding a team that you know is right. You have that feeling when you're playing. I always know, like, I don't know if you guys feel this, when you're playing with a team and it just doesn't feel right when you're playing with them, even if you're winning, like, it just doesn't feel right. But when you're playing with a team that you're doing really good and you feel like, yeah, this is a god team, yeah, I would stick with, if you have that feeling, stick with those people. If you have the other feeling, I would drop those people because you need to be playing with very good people. Again, it doesn't matter, really, it doesn't matter KD wise. I mean, I'm only like a 1.4 KD. Now, we were beating teams who had like 2 KDs possibly, who already had Lunas Howl, and I didn't at the time, and we beat a bunch of teams. And don't get scared if you see a Lunas Howl in the Crucible and you don't have one in competitive. You can still beat it. My team beat them a bunch of times. You just have to be very aware that they have Lunas Howl and basically kind of run, I would suggest to you, because I mean, it's just the headshots. It's still very good without the headshots. But anyways, so that is the full quest line to get the Lunas Howl. Now the other question I wanted to bring about also is the gun worth getting? As you can clearly see from this gameplay, yes, it is indeed worth getting because it's just very good. Now, if you're not very good at landing headshots, I will say it's probably not going to be as good as you think it is. I want to start that off right off as well. Everyone sees Lunas going in and going at it in the Crucible. One thing I do want to say is that at first it seems like it's not as good as you thought it was at first. When you first use it, I thought that, like, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really insane. But I'm telling you, once you hit your headshots and chain the headshots, it's very, very, very good. As you can see from this gameplay, I believe the gameplay I'm choosing for this one is a gameplay where I got to rerun out of medals with the Luna. I'm pretty sure, if that's the one I have. If it's not, you know, oh well. But anyway, so yes, it is very much worth it, but I also wanted to touch on other subjects, and this needs to be said because I've been raging the past couple days because of this, unfortunately, but this needs to be talked about because this is absolutely unacceptable on Bungie's part. And I want to say that I have pretty darn good internet. I don't consider myself to have trash internet. I have, you know, not really bad internet. Like, I have Xfinity, and it's like the best one they can provide so far. X1 and that stuff. And in the 3 days that I was grinding the Lunas quest, I was DDoSed, and I'm assuming I was DDoSed because everyone I talked to about it says that yes, it probably was a DDoS attack. I got DDoSed about 7 times in the 3 days I was grinding for the quest. Now obviously that is going to make anybody extremely upset because you lose points when you lose games or competitive, and when you get kicked out you lose points. That's not good. That's not good at all. And I know it's hard to kind of catch things like that, and it's not like a simple said and done thing where you can just be, oh, let's just, you know, ban these DDoSers. It's not that simple, I understand that. But there needs to be some sort of system, man. I mean, I lost so many points and was so many close and got DDoS 7 times in the 3 days I was trying to grind for the Lunas, which isn't good because it's like, I'm trying to get this really good gun, and I can't get it if you're going to get DDoS, and that's why I'm probably not even going to try to get the Not Forgotten, because competitive, I know a lot of YouTubers have been saying competitive is really good and really good. Don't really listen to them. It's because they're really good. Obviously, if you're really good, yes, competitive is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. But if you're like an average player, no, you're going to get sweated the hell out of, and that is the honest truth. You're going to get sweated on by the loadouts I mentioned, Lunas, Dust Rock Blues, and Ward Clip Coils. I do suggest going to farm a Dust Rock Blues, which I don't really have a video for that. You can look up on YouTube how to get a Dust Rock Blues. There's like farming methods and stuff to farm for God Rolls. I have recently acquired one with a range masterwork and snapshot sight, so it's a pretty good roll. I don't know if I'd call it God Roll, but it is really good. But anyways, Bungie needs to fix what I just talked about. They need to fix not only the DDoSing, because that's just completely unacceptable in my book, but they also need to rework, I believe, some of the competitive systems. The competitive system, I feel like, needs a little bit of a rework, just because I know it's not meant to be for the average player, and it's meant to be for the competitive players who want a real challenge. I understand that, but for those average players, there's nothing for them to gain from anything by Crucible. And people will say, oh, you can grind quick play. I've been grinding quick play. That's what the We Ran Out of Medals is from, that gameplay. You do not get any good rewards from that. The only top tier reward you get is like the last rank legend in quick play. You get a Better Devils God roll, which is kill clip, and I forget what else it is. I think it's like outlaw, I think, or something like that. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, Better Devils is not going to cut it against the Lunas or Not Forgotten, which, you know, I've been seeing a lot of people have Lunas Howl, to be honest. Not a lot of people have Not Forgotten, but a good fair few have Lunas Howl. So, you're not going to do shit against the Lunas Howl with the Better Devils, and unfortunately, Better Devils' archetype of hand cannon just isn't good anymore. It's along with the Trust and the Lunas Howl type of hand cannons that are the meta now. So, in the future, I feel like quick play needs to have some better weapon choices for leveling up. It doesn't have to be, I know it can't be, like, as good as a Lunas or a Not Forgotten, but you can make it, like, you know, you can re-rank, like, you can, like, reset your ranks, like, I don't know, 30 to 50 times, something like that, you know, equal it out the thing so you can get a really good gun. I don't know, something like that. I know it would take a long time, but so does grinding competitive. So, there needs to be some rework also with the plain old competitive system, because it's just a little too annoying, I feel like. Yes, I know it's meant to be difficult, but it should be like a system like Trials and not point-based. Where Trials of the 9, which I really like the system they had in place before they took it away, which was, you know, it was completely random. There was no skill, no skill matchmaking. It was random. You were matchmaking to people, so you would have some games that were really sweaty, and you would have some games that were really easy that you mercy people, or not mercy, but you'd finish the game in like 5 minutes because it was very easy. They should have a system like that in comp where you can, you know, have your sweaty games and then have your break games where it's really easy and you just sweat the people out. It should be random matchmaking, because right now I believe it's just point matchmade. So if you're like 2100 or above, you're going to be seeing the same load that I mentioned every single game. Wardcliff, Luna, Dust Rock Blues with Blade Barrages and Nova Warps. It's really sweaty. So I feel like if they implemented that Trials of the 9 system, comp would be a little more enjoyable. So you could have those sweaty games, but also have those little breather breaks so you can catch your breath, refresh, pump the gas again, and get ready for your next sweaty game. That's just my overall thoughts about the state of competitive. I think it's alright. It's very hard. It needs a little bit of a rework. I feel like Crucible overall needs a little bit of a rework. There's a lot of broken stuff, and I know that's what we wanted. But I feel like I made a Titan, and Titans to me really don't have any OP supers like Hunters and Warlocks do, and I really hope we get those. We finally did get an OP exotic like One-Eyed Mask. I'm happy about that. But overall, I feel like the Crucible does need a little bit of shifting around with the quick play and competitive ranking systems. But I feel like if they make some good changes with the Black Armory DLC coming out, then we should be fine. And Trials is going to come back. And I'm going to be making also another video, probably coming out tomorrow or maybe the next day, talking about my thoughts on what I believe the new Trials of the 9, if it's even going to be called Trials of the 9 anymore, we'll just say Trials, what the new trial system is going to be like, because it is getting a complete overhaul for Black Armory. It's apparently going to be completely different, a completely new system, completely new flawless rewards, guns, and stuff like that, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So I will probably do a speculation video on what I think they're going to be doing with Trials and Black Armory. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, me doing a little bit of a ramble on the Lunas Howl and how I think it fares in the Crucible and the state of the Crucible. Please hit that like button, hit that dislike button if you have to. I know I've been getting a lot of dislikes, but subscribe as well for more Destiny content. I will bring you a ton of gameplays, probably live streams. And yeah, just stay tuned for more content, guys, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.